We are together, and through this, we will survive.
Today we will be taking a look slash gander slash review at the Transformers Takara Tomy Lunar Cruiser Prime. Okay, so here we have Lunar Prime, and let's go ahead and let's take a gander at him. I think this is very beautiful how we have this window and how we ended up with the spark chamber there, the matrix chamber, the matrix of leadership. So I don't think you could get to, but it's really cool. I just honestly wish that they would have just painted these red parts white. Just go all the way. Like there's enough here for us to know it's prime without giving us those red bits. Um, other than that, like he's beautifully sculpted. I love the head here, but I wish they would have used a lot lighter of a blue on this head sculpt because his eyes are kind of hard to see. That kind of kills it. But the sculpting is beautiful all around. I'm really surprised that this wasn't more of a retooling of that Earthrise Prime. And I'm curious to see if what parts of this, if any, make it on, the 86 Prime, which I don't think anything will, but you never know. But he's a beautiful figure. All the paint apps and everything. For the asking price, it has to be. It has to be premium, if you ask me. As far as the transformation goes, it's very intuitive, but then very surprising at the same time. So it's like right in the middle. It's just crazy to have like a Toyota NASA, space type themed crossover for Transformers figure. But he's beautiful. I love this thing and I hate this thing. I think this thing is cool, but then at the same time, not as cool as you would think. So he's good, but he's not as. I honestly think like animated Prime is probably better. One thing I did notice is right here these tabs when you transform them. Mine don't tab in like very well. I don't know if you hear that. Like that's it. Like it's more friction and it doesn't tab in well. Mine kind of slide out all the time. It's kind of annoying, but it's whatever. Okay, so let's check out articulation. So right here, we got these joints right here. So you can move the shoulders up like that. Shoulders will go back that far. Don't get them going forward. Back that far. Head does look up slightly. Does look down slightly. Does tilt like that. Does tilt like that. It's a ball joint. Mine's really tight. Does a full 360. Full 360. Up and around. Backpack does get in the way. 360 at the bicep joint here. Elbow does bend like that. Same thing over here. 360 at the bicep. Bend at the elbow. The hands. I want to say that the hands are the Earthrise hands, but I'm not sure. But anyways, they do articulate. Not individual fingers, but the fingers do open and close. And the fist will do full 360, but that's all that the wrist does. We go down here, and you get, I guess, you get this ab crunch. You can barely see it. You get a little ab crunch action going on. It's more of a transformation joint, but you can cheat and use it. It does turn like that at the waist, but of course the backpack gets in the way. You could turn, yeah, you could do full 360 if the backpack was in the way. See, if you lift the backpack, you'd be able to go all the way around. But the backpack does get in the way. He does have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spread, Van Damme pose. Get the splits going. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Go down. Right here, 360 at the thigh. Does kick this far up. Does kick. Wow. Doesn't kick that far back because this gets in the way. That kind of sucks. Kind of surprised. And then does bend at the knee, but this gets in the way so it doesn't get full range of the knee. And then right here, this is all you're getting for that articulation. And then you got that ankle pivot. I think that's what we call it. So his articulation, while it is good, it's also not that good either. So as far as weapons, accessories go, he only came with this, which pegs in right there. Pegs in like that. Mm-hmm. And then he has the solar panel. Right. And the solar panel pegs right there. And I guess you could use it as a shield of some sort for your imagination. Pretend whatever you want. And that's all he comes with. Kind of sucks. At least an ion blaster that was white, you know? You do have the Matrix, but as far as I know, you can't really get to it. And I guess this, you can pretend these are guns. But yeah, that's all he really comes with. Here we have Lunar Prime and the Lunar Cruiser mode, the Toyota Lunar Cruiser. And it is beautiful. And just right off the bat, guys, I'm just going to say, if you see all these gaps, it's because I suck at transformation, especially things with like a lot of panels. Don't get discouraged though, because I just suck at transformations. I have a lot of problems tabbing things together. And just no, man, things are just not tapping for me. But I still think it's a cool mode. Yeah, I'm just having trouble tabbing stuff in together. But wow, like it's beautiful. It's kind of crazy. How it compacts itself from what it is as a robot into the Land Cruiser, and it is just cool. Like honestly, it doesn't really look like it should transform, which is great. That's what you always want. Like there's no evidence of any transformation unless you look at the bottom, of course, and you got all this. But even then, that kibble's really minimal. It looks great. I love this thing, and then of course Matrix Chamber. But what mere mortal would know what a Matrix Chamber is, right? The Toyota logo, JAXA, I think that's what it is, right? You have all these ports. You got this. You got the solar panel. You got the dish up here. All right, this looks cool. And of course, right here up front, Toyota, the lights, the little tow hinge. Like it's beautiful. This is cool. This is a very cool alt mode. Can't go wrong. Like it's nice to see Prime as something else other than a truck. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's always cool when we get other versions of popular characters, and this works. Honestly, this works, and off of a real life thing, no less. So, guys, comparisons in robot mode. Here we have them with my Netflix Prime. And as you can see, he looks to be about like what, half an inch to an inch taller. Way, way more kibble, but they're not the same alt mode, so we can't get mad at him for that. And for a size comparison in vehicle mode, here we have the Toyota Lunar Cruiser. And then here we have Dead Prime, which is the same thing as Netflix Prime or Earthrise Prime. Same thing. As you can see, he's a pretty chunky boy, but he's also very small at the same time. This honestly could have been like a bulkhead, now that I think about it. But yeah, that's how he compares to the Earthrise, Netflix, Dead Prime. Final thoughts on the Takara Tomy Lunar Cruiser Prime. What I think is it is a awesome novelty prime. The sculpt seems to be, well, it is completely new. It doesn't share any tooling with anything else. A couple things that disappointed me before getting the figure that aren't as bad in person is I really would have preferred that, all the bits that they kept red, the red bits on him, like on the arms and the little bit that's on, the torso and abdomen region. They should have just colored it white. There's enough in there for us to know that it's Optimus Prime. Adding those little red bits, it's just, yeah, we get it. It's supposed to be the G1 Prime and, the Lunar Cruiser cosplay, but they really should have just colored those parts white. Another thing that I didn't like was, when you get to the head sculpt, um, coloring the eyes the same blue as the rest of the blue that they were using on the rest of the figure. Bad idea. They should have used that lighter blue that they've been using. Really makes Optimus Prime's eyes pop in comparison to the dark blue that they use. Another thing that sucks is the backpack, but to play devil's advocate, it's marked because of the transformation, but he still looks pretty cool. Overall, he pulls off the aesthetic. He looks great. He looks awesome. I think it kind of sucks that we didn't get any type of actual weapons. You got the solar panel and you got that dish going on there. And I suppose, like what's on this arm right here could be construed as, a firing weapon. But you could have thrown in something, like a white ion blaster, or given them like some type of sword, or giving them like a blue energon axe or something. The lack of that sucks. And yeah, other than that, it's a really neat figure for the price, which is what, $80, right? It's $80 unless you're crazy and you paid what, that 200 or 300, whatever the that price was for the version with the display stands. Totally not worth it. I don't agree with that price. But if you're willing to pay the price for a really cool looking novelty slash, um I guess, what's the word I'm trying to look for? We'll just say concept. Yeah, novelty slash concept Optimus Prime. This is your guy. The articulation is very good, but also it also leaves very a lot to be very much, um, w- you know, it leaves a lot more on the table that they could have done articulation wise. For something that's $80, I wish the articulation could have been just a wee bit better, but he's all right. Is he a must have for your collection? I don't know. If you're Optimus Prime fanatic like myself, go ahead and pick it up. He's a decent figure. He won't let you down. But if I'm being honest, he's not anything, spectacular in terms of comparing him, to a reactivate Prime or even the animated Prime. Like he seems to be on par with those offerings. But yeah, that's it. Those are my final thoughts. But as usual, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for clicking the video. I want to ask you a quick favor to hit that like button and subscribe. Tell a friend, all that good stuff. And remember that no matter what time of day or night that you are watching this, to always smile because the strongest always smile. And I'll catch you guys on the next video.